Hi, I'm Despina Nicola from Dare to Begin Life Coaching. Today, I want to give you some tips on how to create magic in your relationships. And what I'm going to tell you is backed by research. It's from John Gottman, who studied couples over a 50-year period. He dedicated his whole life to finding this magic. So let us begin. Many relationships have suspicion in them. People fall out of love. People betray each other. But a relationship, there are three pillars in which you should build your relationship on. Number one is commitment. Commitment being that you are committed, you're listening to them, you're appreciating them, you're really listening to them, you're scanning for the good in them. Number two, trusting your partner. And number three is being calm, not being nasty and then nice and nice and then nasty and nice. So not having a relationship that is quite erratic, like erratic behavior in it. So basically what we're going to look at today are 4 techniques that can help you bring that magic back to your relationship. The first technique is softening the startup. We'll look at that. Number 2 is making and receiving repair attempts. The next one is compromising a win-win. And the last one is creating shared meaning. Now, we're going to look at them in detail. But before we do, the reason why it's important to work on your relationship is because it is the core of happiness. When you have a functional, healthy, fulfilling relationship, you will have better health, better wealth. You'll be a lot more, you're going to bring up successful children. You will recover easier from illnesses, and you will live longer. The study shows people had lived about 10 to 15 years longer if they did use the following techniques. Now, there are 2 types of problems that we could have. Number 1 is solvable, and number 2 is perpetual. But you can use these techniques that I'm going to show you on both of these problems. The perpetual means that it's like in our bones, it's our beliefs, our dreams, the way that we have been brought up. So if I'm an Orthodox Christian and I marry somebody who's a Muslim, our core beliefs are the way that we've been brought up, our religion. And so we've got to come to a middle ground on how we are going to keep our core beliefs and live in a relationship. And so a core belief might be somebody's born untidy. Another person is OCD, like they're really, really, really clean. And these beliefs, these core beliefs have got to come together and find a middle ground. So that's what perpetual problems are. They're like the bones, your bones, what you are, who you are. But today we're going to look at the more solvable problems. But these techniques, the 4 techniques I'm going to give you, you can use for any, the perpetual and the solvable. A solvable problem might be maybe a partners have, maybe a couple have got children. One of the partners didn't bring up, maybe the man or the woman didn't pick up the child from school when they had to, they forgot. And that's solvable because there are ways of addressing that, like putting reminders for your partner. So they're a solvable problem, right? let's get to number one pattern of behavior. Number one of the 4 is softening the startup. Means when you have an issue, you don't criticize your partner. Don't go in there with and start screaming at them, because what you're doing straight away, they're going to put up the defense wall, and they're going to start attacking you straight away because they've just been shot. So when there is an issue, 80% of couples stay together when they soften the startup. That means being kind, being calm, and not blaming, not shaming the other person. So they're able to talk to the other person and listen in a more empathetic way. The next behavior that we can change is making and receiving repair attempts. That means physiologically self-soothing yourself when you have been flooded with emotions. So when your partner makes you so angry, it's time for you to self-soothe. It means making and receiving repair attempts. That means, what I mean by that, taking time out. Bringing your blood pressure, bringing there where your cortisol is so high, you're in fight or flight mode, you're so angry, you will not be able to listen, you will not be able to have empathy. So bringing your cortisol level down, your stress, your heartbeat, which is pumping through your body, your tummy's like your blood's gone to the extremities. There is no way that you'll be able to discuss anything. So what you do, walk, listen to the radio, read a book, go swimming. I don't know, there's a lot of things you can do. Self-soothe. And when you are focused, you're more calm, then you won't be in that fight or flight mode. You won't be in that attack and defend mode. You won't be flooded with emotions, and you will be able to discuss it in a more mature way and more empathetically. You'll be able to listen what the other person says. The next one is compromising, finding a win-win. And that means scanning for the good in your partner instead of attacking them, instead of defending yourself, scanning for the good. Look at them, listen to them, think, avoid those gridlocks, avoid that sort of stubborn, like, you know, when you're in a traffic jam and cars are bumper to bumper, avoid that sort of stubborn, like, I know what. So scan for the good, take responsibility to find out what their good points are, come at the argument or the conflict at a more calm way, so you'll be able to discuss the matter once, because when you feel appreciated, you're not being attacked straight away, you'll be able to open up and acknowledge what you have done wrong, because all of us, okay, we're guilty of doing things wrong. And the last one is creating shared meaning, which means, it's like the emotional bank account, like when you're able to spend time with your partner, when you're able to spend your mornings with them, your evenings, some mornings, some evenings, when you're able to celebrate family or other events with them, when you're able to create something together, like even building a holiday home together, do things for charity, all of these things, you will be able to, that's your emotional bank account that you can go to when conflict is really high, because you've invested in that relationship, and that will keep you together, the emotional bank account, because you don't want to lose this person that you've invested all these memories and all these experiences with. Now, So those are the 4 things that will help you. The 4, they're like tips that will help you in your relationship. And they're research-based, you know, they're not just they are research-based. Now, just to tell you before I sign off, it is true that many people try to avoid conflicts. They don't argue, they don't express themselves. This is not a good idea, because in a relationship, you need to be seen, you need to be heard, and you need to be understood. So when you express what's in here that hurts and you bring it out, it's like you're getting to the core of you, you're getting to the core of who you are. And so by avoiding conflicts, you're shutting yourself, you're withdrawing from life, and you're creating you're creating depression in yourself and resentment. You're withdrawing from your core, your emotions. And so conflicts are important, but it's the matter of how you approach them that's going to help you have a more fulfilling, functional, healthy, wealthy, successful relationship. And remember, 3 things to work on: commitment, trust, and being calm. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.